the rich and mindsets of the poor, why the rich get richer and why the poor get poorer. Poor people think this way. I cannot start my own business because I don't have what? Money. Rich people think this way. Money can never create money. I repeat, money can never create money. Prove it. You give 1 million pesos to a person who knows nothing. You give him 1 million pesos. After a year, you go back to the same person. What will happen to the 1 million pesos? Do you think it will be used up or it will be multiplied? It will be used up. Is that right? Yes or no? What if you take away all the money of Henry C., all the business of a Henry C.? You don't even leave a dime. You come back to that person after 1 year. What will be status? Poor or rich?
Rich.
I'm confused. You give this person 1 million, he lost everything, you took away all his money, and when you come back, he had more. Or he has more. That only proves what? Money can never create what? Money. Even you have all the money in the world, but if you do not know what to do with the money is what? Useless and worthless. You want to create money? Yes or no?
Yes.
Again, you want to create money? Money can never create money. If money can never create money, what creates money? It's ideas that can create money. Everything. If you want really to become an entrepreneur or entrepreneur, start with a what? One big idea. This one big idea can start so small. As a matter of fact, talking about one big idea, I can still recall there was one guy who was trying to get a ride in the freezing cold of San Francisco. It was snowing during that time. He can hardly get a cab. He tried to get a cab. So until such time, there was a problem. So he thought of an idea. Instead of me hailing a cab, why don't I develop an app so that the car will find me and look for me instead of me looking for the cab? And then came the idea of what? Uber. As you all know, they sold out already to Grab recently, but they made so much money. They have the most number of cars, most number of drivers, in terms of earning a lot of commissions without buying a car, without paying for the driver, without paying for maintenance. All they did is what? Created and what? Is that right? Yes or no? So you just don't, probably some of you inside this room, you just don't know. You have a great idea in your mind, but all you need to do is just step out and create and make it work and try it. But the problem is this. With regards to change, especially if you're employed, people always say, at least if I have a job, I have a steady source of what? Income. Yes, that may be a good start, but you're gonna stay there. Is that right? Yes or no? Because our income is limited, but our expenses are what? Unlimited. But the one that is preventing, who among you have a brilliant idea in your mind? Who among you have a brewing idea in your mind? Can you please raise up your hands? The problem is not the idea. The problem is the person possessing the idea. The reason why he or she cannot implement because of the word called what? Fear. Everybody say fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of the what? Future. That is the one that can steal and kill your what? Entrepreneurial idea. Who among you have fear? Who among you have, one of the greatest fear that I personally believe is the fear na baka maubusan ng iyong tira. Do you follow? But I have a great good news. Do you want to hear good news about fear? Yes or no?
Yeah.
According to one of my mentors, which I personally follow, his name is Zig Ziglar.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he passed away already. One time only he came to the Philippines in the year 1998 or 1999. Sofitel Philippine Plaza. I had an opportunity to attend one of the sessions, and it created a major impact in my life. That's the reason why. Don't ever belittle when you attend the session just like this. I was just one of the participants during that time. But he gave me one big idea that really blew up my mind. And when he said about fear, he said 90% of the fear that a person expects in life will never come to pass. When you spell the word called fear, come on, spell fear for me. Spell fear. F-E-A. You know what it really stands for according to Zig Ziglar? It's called false expectations appearing real. Or false evidence appearing what? agree. Who among you inside this room have faced a great challenge in your life? Sino sa inyo may dinaan ng matinding pagsubok sa buhay? Have you ever experienced that? Yes or no?
Yes.
And during those moments, you felt that there's no way out. But until this day, you're still alive and kicking. And we say that you were able to overcome. Your fear never came to pass. Agree? Yes or no? So I want to encourage you, if you really want to start a business, you got to change your what? Mindset. You cannot live in what? Fear. But you got to live in courage and in what? Faith. Now, allow me to give you some practical ideas. If you right now have an idea, what do you do with an idea? Do you want to know what will you do with your idea? Yes or no? Let's continue, please, the slide. Next slide, please. How to start a what? A business. This portion is for the people who are starting, and the second portion are for people who are already operating a business. Let's go. Let's move on. Can we start? Can we start? Yes, that was my intro a moment ago. So right now, can we please go to the next slide? Again, start with a what?
Good idea.
Everything's rise and fall from a what? An idea. Next. Again, money does not create money. I already mentioned that. Next, please. It's ideas that create money. Next slide, please. How to get good ideas. Number one, never stop thinking.
Yes.
Do you want to become a successful entrepreneur? Entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. You cannot turn it on, you cannot turn it off. If you can turn it on and turn it off, there's something wrong. There's something strange in your neighborhood. Who do you call?
Chinkee Tan.
Do you understand? The moment you wake up, you start thinking. Even before you go to sleep, you're still what? Thinking. Even in your dream, you're still thinking. If you're like that, I will say you have a mindset of what? Entrepreneur. Agree? And once you start thinking, what do you do with that mindset of with that idea? Next, please.
Implement.
Never stop what? Write it down. Repeat after me. Come on. Write it. One more time.
Write it down.
Believe me, if you don't write it down, that million idea goes out the window. How many times you commuted or you're commuting? You know for a fact before you step down, the jeep, the bus, the Uber, or probably the MRT, you need to do something that's very important. Can you recall that moment? Yes or no? And when you step down, all of a sudden, when you step into the office, you forgot all about it.
Yes.
Nakalimutan mo. Do you want to remind yourself? Do you want to recall that lost memory? Yes or no? All you need to do is just look for the jeep again and make sure you sit on the same seat. I trained all of my staff who works for me. If we discuss something, you don't write it down, I can assure you 99% you will forget it. Why? Because after I give you an instruction, there will be another instruction.
Yes.
How many times you park your car? You parked your car. You never recorded the name of the pole, the number, and the letter of the pole. I experienced that. One time, I forgot all about it.
Akala ko may dalawang sasakyan, wala pala.
And during the time, I had 2 cars. I can only in my mind, I knew that I brought a white car. So when I was trying to locate for the car, I cannot see a white car. So I was already kind of afraid, and I was petrified. So I went to the security guard and I reported that my car was carnapped. So there was a commotion, they were trying to look for it, and then all of a sudden, basically what I did was, out of desperation, I stayed there up to 12 o'clock midnight. So what I did was I tried to went down from one level to another level, and all of a sudden on the top level I saw a familiar car. It wasn't white, it was black. Because I had two vehicles during white and black. And then when I used my remote and I push remote, and then yeah, it made a sound. So you know what? I was so embarrassed to go out. Because I never recorded it. Do you follow? Yes or no? No, guys, I'll be serious. That's the reason why our phones, we have what? Memories. We can take pictures. You can record your voice. Write it down. Albert Einstein, one of the most brilliant minds, was once asked by a reporter, "Sir, can we have an interview with you?" "Sure." "Can we have your telephone number?" Telephone number during the time. And then you know what Albert Einstein did? He opened his notebook and he showed the phone number. "Please copy my phone number." And the reporter said, "You're Albert Einstein. You cannot even memorize your phone number." Albert Einstein then replied, "Minds are used for processing, not for memory." So when you think about something, you write it down. And the next, what do you need to do? Come on, please help me.
Hindi ka mag-memorize.
Never stop what?
Kasi feeling ko,
Sinusulat ko kasi siya. More of nag-a-analyze kasi.
Some of you might say, while I'm talking, these are so basic. Yes! But the question, are you doing it? If you don't know, you should learn how to what? Ask. Have you ever heard this quote? Experience is the best teacher. Yes or no? I beg to disagree. Experience, it's costly, at the same time painful for an entrepreneur. Imagine you have retired money of 5 million pesos. You invested in a business. You lost everything. It's painful. At the same time, it's costly. Because experience is not only the best teacher, but learning from other people's mistakes and experiences is the best teacher. Hindi po galit, nagpapaliwanag lang, ha? Question, why do you think some people refuse to ask? May mga kakilala ba kayong taong nawawalan? They're lost, but they refuse to ask for direction? Magtanong na tayo, huwag ka mag-alam, alam ko to. Alam ko yung pavilion. Diyan sa Philippine Plaza. 2 days na tayo nawawala. Why do some people refuse to ask? Why? They're not ashamed, they're not shy, they have pride. Do you agree? Yes or no? Alam niyo ba mga kababayan, napakahirap lunukin ang pride lalo na kung ito ay bareta. Sana kung powder, ha? What will you lose if you ask? You lose nothing, you gain something. Let me be honest with you, I'm not a very smart person. I'm not a very brilliant person, as a matter of fact. I just learn how to ask. As I mentioned, you surround yourself with the right people. You surround yourself with successful people, you become a successful person one day. I can still remember when I was earning only 10,000 pesos a month, you know what I did? I tried to what? Surround myself and ask people who's earning more than I'm earning. I asked people who's earning 25,000 a month. And I learned how they do it, how they did it. So you know what I did next? I tried to surround myself with people who's earning 50,000 a month. And then once I made the 50,000, I tried to surround myself with people who's earning a 6-digit income per month. And then after I made my 6-digit income, I tried to surround myself with people